you. It's so nice to be here in this very beautiful building. We had a chance to walk around a bit before the concert, and it's just amazing. What a place. We are North Resonance from Sweden, and we're going to play some tunes, mostly from our new album that we released about soon 2 months ago. We're currently on our first US tour, actually, so it's so nice to be here in Washington. And we started with the opening track, a tune that I wrote. It was pretty much 1 year ago now. I was living out in the countryside, in the border between Sweden and Norway, in this very small little village called Fasterud. And we're going to continue with the tune that we wrote together. We have not been very lucky with cars. I don't know if you can relate. We've had some issues. Petrus has this thing that he forgets to put the lights off in the car. So we have been, we were on tour up north in Sweden one winter, and we had to spend the night trying to get the car started again. And
like 2 weeks ago, Petrus actually forgot to turn the car off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new level.
Like, it was a bit too modern, the car. He didn't, like, we were stepping out of the car and we were like, it feels like the car is still running. Yeah, and JJ here, he has chopped down trees on one of the cars and also forgot to put in the parking brake. So one of the cars ended up down on the field below our house instead of on the parking lot. And I mean, we did play a concert. Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah.
We're not done yet. Yeah. Anna put our car on fire, so I think, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say that we played in Lawrence in Kansas, and this woman came up to me after the concert saying, yeah, after hearing the stories about the guys and the cars, I think it's better if you drive the cars. And I said, well, I'm telling the stories, so I can just like leave out everything I've done with the cars. But we managed to drive in Australia on the left side without any problems. Well, we were actually driving with some friends, and their car broke down for the first time ever when we were in the car. But I wouldn't say that's our fault. And we managed to drive here in the States as well. We were driving in and out of Chicago. It was... yeah, wow. Yeah. So we kind of wrote this next tune, I would say, as a therapy session, just to deal with all of the bad luck we've had.
Thank you. Well, like Anna said, we've been driving quite a bit here in the States. We started off in Kansas City, and we drove up to Minneapolis and down to Chicago, and then now we're here. We spent some time in Kansas City because of this conference called Folk Alliance International. It's a great. I mean, if you haven't been there, you should go. We went there last year as well. It's this place. It takes place in this hotel, and you play for booking agencies and management and other artists as well, and labels and media and stuff. And like I said, it all happens in this hotel. You eat there, you sleep there, and you play concerts in small hotel rooms, and you don't leave the building. And after a week, you step outside and you're hit in the face by a wall of oxygen. It's a great invention, I think. Oxygen, it's lovely. So after last year's conference, we kind of wrote this tune when we got back home, just to get it all out. Like the same with the car, just when things build up and you just have to. So we named the tune Kansas City.
that was a tune that JJ wrote to his sister Britta, Britta's Polska. So, how many here recognize the instruments that we're playing on? Okay, some people, that's nice. Yeah, we've had like concerts when we forget to talk about the instruments, and people come up to us and are very angry afterwards. So we thought that we will tell you about the instruments, so you won't be angry afterwards, hopefully. So JJ here is playing on a hardingfela. It's a Norwegian instrument, and it has 4 strings that you play on, and then it has 4 or 5 sympathetic strings that just sings along when you play. And it has these all beautiful ornamentations. You usually say, like, it's like a violin, but better. Yeah. Yeah. And Petrus is playing on the nyckelharpa, or keyed fiddle. It has 4 strings, and then 12 strings that are singing along when you play. And you play it with keys, like you put your finger on the keys instead of on the string. Yeah, and this instrument and the Nyckelharpa Society, so like everyone who builds it, everyone who is playing it, the instrument itself, became a UNESCO World Heritage before Christmas. So that's pretty cool, right? Yeah. So since Petrus is one of those who is playing it, that should mean that he is a World Heritage as well, right? And my instrument is a bit more subtle. Like, usually when we have concerts, people come up to these guys afterwards and want to see the instruments. But then when they start counting, like how much I tune, they realize that I'm also special. So it's a viola d'amore. It has 5 strings that you play on, and then 4 or 5 sympathetic strings. And like the viola d'amore is, many people like think about Baroque music or early music when they hear that instrument. And if you have seen pictures of that kind of instrument, you might see that this one looks a bit different because the like original classical version is a bit bigger, and it usually has 6 or 7 strings and then sympathetic strings. But this is more, we call it the Nordic version. It's built in Sweden, and it's more like a 5-string fiddle, so it's more easy to play this kind of music on. And the sympathetic strings is tuned like the Hardanger fiddle, so it's more like the same sound. And it's nice to have a lot of different instruments. Not all the time, it takes a lot of place in your home, and can be quite hard when you're traveling. But it's also nice sometimes when you get bored of your, like when I get bored of this one, I sometimes borrow JJ's Hardanger fiddle. And this next tune is one of the first tunes that I wrote on that particular Hardanger fiddle. So we call it number 1.
So, when we write this kind of music back home in Sweden, we always try to dedicate it to friends and family or places that we really like to be in, maybe. And next tune is one of those. My sister came to me 3 years ago and said that she was going to have this kid. Which is a really fun thing because it was the first kid in our family for a long time. So we all were very happy for her. And she didn't say it, but I noticed that, okay, she wanted me to write a tune to this little thing. So, and I decided, okay, let's do it. And the pressure was huge. So sometimes in life, maybe some of you are like me, that you try to not do things until the very end, and then you really, really need to do it. Yeah, I didn't. So because she got born, and after maybe a half year, I was done with the first part, and then I couldn't figure out how to continue the tune, so I waited for another 1 year maybe. And then my sister came back to me and said, you know what? A new baby is on its way. So now the pressure was even bigger. And sometimes it's just easier to don't do stuff. So therefore I didn't. So neither the first child or the second one has a tune yet. But this tune that we're going to play now was on its way to be to one person. So therefore I just call it Nobody's March. Here you go.
Sorry. So.
So, how many here has been to Sweden? Okay, so yeah,
Of course. IKEA always.
yeah. My dream is to play a concert at IKEA. Yeah. Or have like a house party at IKEA would also be very fun. But has anyone been to the county Dalarna or Dalecarlia? Oh no. It's the best county in Sweden. I grew up in that county in a town called Falun. It's kind of in the middle of Sweden. And you might have seen like these red houses that we have in Sweden. Yeah. They are painted with Falu rödfärg, the red paint from the copper mine in this city where I grew up. Yeah, we also have these Dala horses, these small horses that you might have seen, also from that region. We also have a very delicious sausage called falukorv. It's like you eat it with macaronis, and yeah, it's very good. And in this town, there's a big copper mine that collapsed many, many years ago. And all that is left is a big hole in the ground that is called the Great Pit. And we were playing at a venue nearby the copper mine a couple of years ago. And the day after, we got very inspired by this beautiful landscape, and we wrote this next tune together.
Thank you. You know what? We have actually come to the last tune of this concert. I have to double. Yeah, it's the last. We have a set list there. It's getting quite old now, I think. It's yeah. Because when you find something that works really well, that feels good, you kind of keep it. So this is from before Christmas. It's an encore written Silent Night that is just crossed over, and it's written on the back of a menu from Flutterbuck's Pizza place in Adelaide, Australia. So yeah, they have a lot of choices. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much for coming and for staying throughout the whole concert. It's a lot more fun to play when there's an audience. And we would like to thank Chris for the sound. A big applaud. Thank you. And on top of that, we would like to thank Tia and the whole American Folklife Center for inviting us here to play this concert. Thank you. We will end with a waltz that we wrote together a few years ago. Thank you so much.
Northern Resonance.